Greetings. Today I want to speak to you on the subject of he without sin cast the first stone. And this is a parable that is hidden in the Bible, but very few people understand it metaphysically. In other words, very few people understand the lesson that is hidden in this scripture. Because if most people understand the Bible from a psychological standpoint, then they would realize that there's no one to change but self. They would realize that there should be no judgment and no condemnation, no shame, no guilt. None of these things should be a part of you living the life of knowing who you are. Because as long as you're living a life whereby you know who you are, then you know that you are responsible for everything that is taking place in your life, because everything is mental and everything is psychological. Everything was first a thought and everything was first an idea, which means every one of us would have had a negative thought at some point in time in our lives. So it is saying, if you tell yourself that you are perfect, then you must cast the first stone. If you tell yourself that you know it all, then you must cast the first stone. If you tell yourself that you're born in this world in any other way outside of the sleep of death, which is called amnesia, that state of forgetfulness, if you think you're born different, then you can cast the first stone. It is saying there's no one to blame. There's no one to change. It's just about yourself. So you need to focus upon changing yourself. So do not go reporting others and saying that they've been caught in adultery, which means not living faithful to their husband and their wife. Well, the good news is that your husband and your wife is a secret of the conscious and the subconscious mind, the masculine and feminine. It is where magnetism and electricity must come together to bring forth a manifestation. And so everything that is happening in this world is a transaction. In the terms of alchemy, you can call it a transmutation. So we are always transmuting our energy into physical form. And so my brother, my sisters, what you need to know is that you have no authority to judge anyone, but learn to understand that everything is just a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. So whatever life a person is bringing forth is based on what is happening in his mind. We're living in a mental universe. Everything is mental. And that is why the most important thing you need to learn about the Bible is that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. So from the beginning to the end of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama. It all has to do with the human psyche. So the Bible is a book of mind science. That's the main thing you must get from what I'm trying to say here to you. It's a book of mind science. So which one of you have never had a negative thought? Cast the first stone. So my brothers, my sisters, when you learn this very important scripture, what it really means, you never accuse anyone. You never allow that Pharisee and Sadducee religious, superstitious spirit to take hold of you. You see, we are living in a world where many people have allowed themselves to be caught up in religion and denomination. And when they do that, it is impossible for them to live their life without judging and condemning others, because they fail to realize that there's none without sin, which means there's none that didn't born in ignorance, because sin is ignorance. Ignorance of not knowing who you are. There's only one fundamental sin in this world. And that is why, my brothers and my sisters, the most important thing to do is to focus upon yourself and change yourself. Okay? You be the change that you want to see in this world. It is not you trying to convert your family members. It is not you trying to get other people to believe what you believe. Whatever you know to be true, you must practice it in your life and let it bring forth fruit. So when your light is shining, they'll be able to see your light. So you're told, let your light so shine before the world that they may behold your good works. And they will know the truth, because they would see the truth being displayed from your life. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I think I would have said enough, and I think you understand what I'm trying to get across to you. Main thing, start with self, and there's no one to change but self. Okay? So let me say, this is the very first time that you're listening to me. What I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, or you like to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me at BlackMadGuru. Also, not forgetting my latest book. It's called Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. I'll definitely encourage you to get that book. Also, you can reach out to me for a one-on-one by way of email. And once we come to a decision concerning the terms and the conditions, we can definitely work together. Also, if you would like to be a part of my Patreon community, you're most welcome. And I have a course there that's called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So if you feel strongly led to listen to those videos, I'll definitely encourage you to do so. But just before I leave, I just want to remind you that if you feel strongly led to support this work, that we have a PayPal, and that the link is always down below. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.